Hello guys, it's Gemmaster here with another Beyblade ranking video. This time we have a Longinus ranking video, so yeah, after all the Beyblade X stuff, we're coming back to Burst, which I will be doing here and there for Burst. But yeah, this time we have a Longinus ranking video, which is one of the kind of bigger motifs for Burst, both just being a popular one, and also just one of the more populated ones, just having 6 different, bays in the line. So, yeah, I'll start with my least favorite Longinus, number 6. I don't think this is a very controversial one. I don't know anyone who has this as their favorite or anything, but that's Bloody Longinus. Does anyone like Bloody Longinus that much? Like, it's not bad. Like, the layer looks kind of cool. 13 though is just kind of there, and Jolt's pretty decent, I would say. Like, I mean, this layer just feels very underwhelming. Like, Lost Longinus was crazy because it was a left spin bay, which was new at the time, that also had metal, also new at the time. Some God Bays had metal on them, but Nightmare Longinus took it to a whole new extreme by kind of being a layered disc fusion. That was insane. And we have Bloody Longinus, where it's just like, who cares? What is there on this bay? Like, it has metal, and it's left spin. Neither of these are new concepts at this point, and also with Chose, every bad metal on them now, so yeah. I guess like the upper attack gimmick was like first made a bit more apparent here, but this wasn't really that crazy. Overall, Bloody Longinus was just kind of a bay that existed, and I think it's like the least interesting of the Longinus line, because after this, layers got divided, and usually, whether it be a base, ring, or blade, they didn't always have metal on them. Usually there was a designated piece with the metal on them. But Longinus always did have metal on those pieces that were not always having metal on them, which made it a bit more unique, but also they went much further into the upper attack gimmick, and this one was just kind of in a weird area where it didn't do anything in particular, which is why it's so boring. And also, I don't like this design very much, I'm not gonna lie. I always preferred Longinus with blue on it, opposed to purple. I like purple a lot, but like, I don't know, I just thought blue worked the best with Longinus, so there just isn't much to this thing that I really care about. I like this thing so little that I passed up on like a really rare Bloody Longinus at one point, just because I didn't care enough about it. Like, it was kind of expensive anyway, but still, like, this bay just really isn't interesting in my opinion. Now, 4 and 5 are very, very close. Borderline a tie. I had a lot of trouble deciding between the two. So, like, on a different day, you could maybe mix these around, but I ordered them how I felt like I should, and the reasons why I ordered them the way I did was really stupid, but I'll talk about them in a second. So, number 5 is Zwei Longinus. Zwei Longinus is fine. It is a decent enough Longinus. I don't really have much to complain about here. The chip looks cool. Mets works well as a weight. This Vi base, I like the metal on it, like I just said. Bases generally don't have metal on them. This one does. Also, the upper attack gimmick, much, much more pronounced here. Yeah, the layer is great. I really like this layer a lot. Underneath, though, Drake, I wish this color was a little bit more blue, but it's decent. I like the disc. Kind of just pairs properly with Longinus, and then Spiral Dash. I don't like Spiral Dash here. But also, I don't like this color at all. It doesn't work, in my opinion. I feel like this should have been a different color. That is why this is 5th and not 4th. That is the whole reason. It's because I don't like the color of Spiral Dash. That's all. Had it matched better, I think this would have been, probably 4th. But it doesn't. And I'm not opposed to having different colored, drivers, compared to other parts of the bay. I made a whole video talking about, color design problems in Beyblade and why I think drivers should be different colors than, the layers and other parts. But you have kind of a blue here, kind of almost like an indigo, and then like this weird lavender. They're all too similar colors in my opinion, and I feel like they should have mixed it up a little bit. Maybe make this driver white or something. Go wild like that. That'd be really crazy. You don't really see white drivers too often, but I feel like it would have maybe made this bay look a little better. while also kind of doing something a bit more unique, because again, you just don't see white drivers as much, so... Yeah, anyway, that's all for this thing. Number 4, barely getting to the number 4 slot, but Rage Longinus. This is probably going to be a controversial one, 'cause I know Rage is a very popular Longinus, but this thing just looks like Bloody Longinus, which I already mentioned I'm not the biggest fan of. I also don't like the front-facing dragon as much. I prefer like the kind of 2 in the middle. I always like that much more than this 1. But yeah, I guess it's better though. I mean, I like the upper attack gimmick a lot here. Like you have this really big point, and then kind of leading into this point. It's pretty cool. Yeah, 3 attacks good. Destroy dash, pretty nice. It's a good Longinus for sure, but like it's like if Bloody Longinus was actually good, but the problem is it's based on like Bloody Longinus, which I don't like. Yeah, I just like the others better, honestly. Again, I do like Zwei's base idea better, but the color matching is just something that I really hate, so I had to put it a spot lower. But yeah, this thing, again, it's good, but yeah, I like the other 3 a lot better. Number 3, it's gotta be the classic, Lost Longinus. I mean, come on. It was the first Longinus, pretty basic looking layer. I mean, it's a dual layer bay, but yeah. But it looks nice. You know, it's the first proper left spin bay. First bay to have any significant amount of metal on it as well. You got 9 in Spiral. 9's decent. Spiral is kind of whatever, but like, you got a painted disc, that's pretty cool. Spiral kind of having the pattern to be a left spin driver, I think makes a lot of sense. This bay, it's definitely a bit dated, but I do just like it still. It's classic. I don't have as much to complain about unlike the other 3 so far, so I decided to put it here. But the other 2, in my opinion, are much better, and there also just isn't a ton to say about this thing, but I still do like it quite a bit. Top 2, this is a very hard choice. Because one I just think is kind of a great Longinus, but the other one is just really weird and cool, which I generally like better, but I put it at number 2 anyway. Nightmare Longinus. I think Nightmare Longinus is a great bay. Almost want to put this thing at number 1, but again, I do think that the other one deserves it. Nightmare Longinus, though, it's crazy. So you have Destroy, which is a cool driver, but yeah, this is a layer disc fusion. This was insane. Even today, it's still like kind of insane, honestly, but they did this. But yeah, like yeah, you have these dragon heads. They move as the bay, loses clicks. Got a lot of metal to make up for the lack of a disc, pretty much. It's just such a weird bay. To make it even weirder, this part here, if you can kind of see that, like these little notches, frames could be fit into these things. You could actually put a frame on Nightmare Longinus, which is something that they really did not have to do, but they did it anyway, and it was really cool and weird. I wish it came with the frame, but I mean, just having the option on something like this was really funny. But yeah, this bay, yeah, like just the fact that you had a whole layer disc fusion is still just so weird. And this is before sparking, before double chassis happened. But those, those are different parts at least. This is just like an entire layer disc fusion. We never really had anything else like this, actually. Even later in Burst, this is a very unique bay right here. And that's why I like it so much. And yeah, it's just a really cool Longinus as well. Very cool bay. But I do think, as a Longinus, number 1 has to be Guilty Longinus. I mean, come on. There's definitely a good case for Nightmare, but I do think that Guilty is just a great Longinus. They really kind of pulled all the design elements, well, maybe not all the design elements, but kind of more of the Lost kind of Nightmare and then Zwei ideas here, and maybe they pulled a little bit from like Bloody and Rage, but like not as much. But yeah, 2 dragons in the core, both metal, which is very cool. You got 4 dragons here on the blade, with a just disgusting uppercut. Like this thing, this uppercut is ridiculous. Like it's just so insane. Like this bay at like a flat angle, like it starts here and goes up to here. It's like, what happened here? This is insane. You even have 2 extra dragon heads on the bottom of the blade, with a little extra metal too. Karma, it's a good Longinus disc, but like overall it's just kind of whatever. Metal Destroy, sure, why not? But yeah, this layer is ridiculous. This bay is just wild, so I had to put this thing at number one. Come on, Guilty is just such a wild Longinus, and I think that just the amount of metal on the layer and the uppercut angle is just so insane that I'm like, come on, I have to put this thing at number one. It's the most insane Longinus we've ever gotten, and like, yeah, Nightmare. Again, there's a case for it, and I wouldn't, be mad if anyone says it's their favorite. I mean, well, if someone says any Longinus is their favorite, I wouldn't be mad about it because it's their opinion. But like, Nightmare is definitely a very understandable one. And yeah, Guilty. I just think Guilty is my favorite because, again, it just really takes the idea of Longinus to the highest level possible. And while Nightmare is really weird and cool, I don't think it quite does what Guilty does for the motif anyway. So yeah, there you go. That's my whole Longinus ranking video. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah, I guess that's that for Longinus. Really cool motif. Next month, I don't think I usually do this, but yeah, I don't know why I haven't. But yeah, next month will be the Fafnir ranking video, so that'll be a lot of fun. So anyway, stay tuned for that, and also just more Beyblade X stuff whenever I get more. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.